kickoff ceremony for Digital Women Bootcamp, Cohort 6, as in right now. All right, afternoon at my hand. So I wanted to say this evening, this afternoon, but whichever one, wherever you are in the world, welcome. This is Moms Who Code onboarding program. We are onboarding our Cohort 6 moms, ladies, whatever. We just want to welcome them. We believe the next 6 weeks is going to be phenomenal for them. It's going to be an upgrading one for them. And so we are happy to have everyone join us. Thank you for coming. Thank you. You can just put in the chat box your name and where you are joining us from. I know we have our facilitators on the call. We have maybe our supporters, our partners, and we have our students, people that, they are the real MVP. We are gathered because of them, because we believe in them. We believe in their vision. We believe in what they can become career-wise. So you can put in the chat box your name and where you are joining us from. Thank you. While we welcome more people to join us. Thank you for coming. You can send reminders to your friends. If you have friends who came on, who registered for this boot camp alongside you, you can send them reminders. We are live. Drop comments in the Telegram room. Thank you, Becky from Lagos. So good to have you with us this evening. You're welcome. Are you a student? Are you a student, a facilitator, or a partner? You can tell us that as well. So thank you for joining. My name is Lara. I will be anchoring the kickoff ceremony today. And we have our founder, we have our guest speaker on board already. We have our facilitators. You'll be meeting them as time goes on. But for now, I want you to come in excited, happy to see what we'll be unveiling for you. Tell us your name and where you are joining us from, and who you are in this community. Are you a student? Are you a facilitator? Are you a partner? Maybe you want to give us plenty money, like we should just be training people and be going. Thank you, Rukayat. I'm happy to welcome you here. Thank you, Rukayat from Ogun State. Ngozi, thank you. Okay. Esther from Lagos State, thank you. You're a student, and I'm excited for you. I'm excited because I know what this can make of you. Thank you, Ayotunde Ogundare from Port Harcourt, joining us. You're welcome. If you're just joining in, this is the Moms Who Code Cohort 6 kickoff ceremony, and we are glad to have you. Thank you, Becky. I can see you're a student. Let's just take some time and receive more of our people into the room. I know some people are joining us from YouTube, so don't be so concerned about the number of us, as in our number here on the Zoom call. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Drop comments on the Telegram group, send reminders to your friends that you registered together, and let them know that we are live now. Thank you for coming. Thank you. If you're just joining us, please introduce yourself in the comments. Let's know your name, where you're joining us from, and who are you? I think we will also like to see what category of the boot camp you registered for. Are you registered for the data analytics, cloud computing, Python programming, digital marketing? What track did you register for? We would like to see that as well. Welcome. Thank you, everyone, for coming. My name is Lara, in case you're just joining. I'm one of the people here at Moms Who Code, and I'm privileged to be anchoring the kickoff ceremony this evening, this afternoon, whatever time it is in your own part of the world. And we're just excited to welcome you to unveil what is in the program to you this evening. We have our co-founder on grant. Thank you, Becky. I can see you registered for the digital marketing. Exciting. I love to see it. We have our founder here. We have our guest speaker ready. She's going to be speaking to us. And I know that myself and you, we are going to be encouraged, inspired, and our energy will be boosted. All right. Thank you, Noma, from Lagos. I can see you registered for the data analysis cohort. You're welcome. I love to see it. I'm a data scientist. So welcome to our world. Yeah, thank you, Esther. Good evening to you. Yeah, data analytics, that's us. If you registered for other cohorts, better signify in the comment section so that we don't just keep, putting you people there, because data rules the world. Who registered for the cloud computing? You're welcome, Noma. If you registered for the cloud computing, let us know. If you are in for Python programming, you want to code, let us know. If you registered for digital marketing, let us know you have a company already. Thank you, everyone that is just joining us. This is the Digital Women Bootcamp Cohort 6, organized by Moms Who Code. And you are in this, if you are in this room, then you are joining us for the kickoff ceremony for Digital Women Bootcamp. We're happy to have you join us. If you're on YouTube, we're happy to have you join us. We're so excited about that. Thank you. If you're just joining, let us know your name, where you are joining us from. What category of the bootcamp did you register for? Are you registered for data analytics, cloud computing, Python programming? What did you register for? Please tell us in the chat room. We love to meet you. Welcome to the community. Thank you, Esther. I can see you are here for the data analysis. Exciting. I love it. I love it. Yeah, we have more people joining us. Please introduce yourself, your name, where you are joining us from, and what category of the program did you register for? Thank you. My name is Lara. I'm one of the beautiful people here, the beautiful Mom Who Code people. And I'm privileged to be anchoring this kickoff ceremony this evening. Yeah, I have beautiful people on the call. You are going to be meeting your facilitators. You'll be meeting our founder. You'll meet our guest speaker. And we have a beautiful kickoff ceremony planned for you. Thank you. We are 7 minutes past the hour, and just 3 more minutes to have people come on board, to have them join us. So if you're just joining us, thank you for coming on board. This is the kickoff ceremony for Digital Women Bootcamp Cohort 6. We have had this bootcamp, 5 times before now, and it's been so amazing what people have made of it. And we're happy to have you. We're excited about what is ahead for you as you upskill and keep learning. Thank you for coming. My name is Lara Onipede. I'm a data scientist, one of the facilitators and volunteers here at Moms Who Code, and I'm privileged to be anchoring this kickoff ceremony. Thank you, IJ, one of our facilitators. Thank you for joining us from Asaba. She's in for Python for data analytics, and she's one of our facilitators. Thank you, IJ. So excited to have you on the call. When I say beautiful people of Moms Who Code, that's one of us. That's one of us. And we love it that you are joining the community. Thank you. All right. So as we go to 10 minutes past 6 p.m. West African time, we are so glad to have you. Thank you, everyone who have introduced themselves. My name again is Lara. I'm the one anchoring the kickoff ceremony. This is the kickoff ceremony for Digital Women Bootcamp Cohort 6. And right now, I'm just going to be welcoming our founder. I don't know. I believe in honoring people because I am a person of honor myself. And when people go out of their way to create communities like this, put things together to help others, I think they are worth celebrating. So let's get into the chat box and, use your most favorite emojis, stickers, whatever you want to use. and just celebrate our founder as she comes up. Keep celebrating her until I see the chat room buzzing with the claps and everything you can give, whatever you want to give. You want to give the clap emoji. Yeah, thank you for loving her. I can see that emoji. Put it in the chat room while we welcome her. Thank you, Noma. Thank you. You will be honored too. You will be celebrated too. Thank you, Hi Jay. Thank you. Thank you. So, ladies and gents, okay, ladies, we don't have men here. Let's welcome our founder, Agama, as she gives us the welcome address and an overview of what we're going to be doing here today. You're welcome.
Hello, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be here today and to see all you amazing women join the Digital Women Bootcamp Course 6. I'm so happy. I'm so excited to be doing this one more time, right? So you're welcome to Digital Women Bootcamp. You're welcome to Moms Who Code. And I just wanted to quickly give a shout out to all you beautiful women from over 20 countries who have joined this cohort of the Digital Women Bootcamp. I'm so excited. We have here today women from 20 African countries. It's never been this much. And I'm so happy that I have all of you here from your various countries be part of this. All of you here from your various country looking to gain new tech skills, right? I don't know how many women are on this call, but I don't know how many moms are on this call, but if you're a mom and you're here, I want you to give yourself a special round of applause. I want to see the emojis in the chat because you're phenomenal. So thank you all for joining. I'll be sharing a few things shortly. I'll be introducing the Digital Women Bootcamp as well as Moms Who Code. But personally, by way of introduction, my name is Agama Moriah Jesuobo. I'm Nigerian, living in Nigeria. I have a background in computer science on the bachelor's and the master's level. I have been working for over 15 years, and in the last 15 years, I have been involved in different roles. And in a short while, I will share about Moms Who Code and why Moms Who Code, right? But let me just quickly say that Moms Who Code is started in September 2020. And it started as a result of me desiring to join a community of women who are moms and who want to learn how to code. That was how Moms Who Code started. I was looking for a community. I really couldn't find one around me. And I really wanted to convene with moms, right, who want to learn how to code. And so since I didn't find one, I decided to create one. I put out a tweet on Twitter, which was still Twitter at that time, and about 9 women joined. They joined, and that's how we started our journey learning together. And in 2021, we implemented the first Digital Women Bootcamp cohort. And so far, this is our 6th, and I'm so pleased that you're here today. So what's Moms Who Code? Moms Who Code is a virtual platform and safe space providing training, mentoring, and community for ambitious women who are seeking to launch careers in tech, right? So we're a community of women, a community of moms who share a common interest, and the interest is tech skills development. That's our interest. And even though we started with just programming, we have grown, or we have expanded to include more women, more moms who are looking to gain skills in other areas different than programming. So we've had women who are designers, women analysts, women who are interested in the cloud, and women who are even into business, women who want to start up businesses like e-commerce businesses. We have had them join us. So this community is driven by peer support, mentor expertise, knowledge sharing, and a mutual goal for women's empowerment through digital technology. Now, what's our mission? Our mission is simple. Our mission is to promote the entry, the retention, and the advancement of women in tech-driven careers We want to help more women get into tech. We want to help more women stay in tech, and not just stay in tech, but want to help them thrive and even grow to senior leadership roles in their different places of work, right? And so why are we doing this? Why am I doing this? Now, personally, as a woman in tech, having worked for over a decade, I have gotten to experience what we can call stagnation. I have experienced growth. I've experienced, just name it, the different aspects, the highs and the lows, and I can relate. There were times where I felt, oh, I was really lacking behind. There were times where I felt like I was on top of my game. And research has shown that from the age of 35, a lot of women start quitting tech roles. Why? This is the age where more women become mothers, more women start raising their families. And then the responsibility becomes too much, it becomes overbearing. And before you know what's happening, they are looking for alternate roles that are in quotes, not as challenging. And then there's also the issue of workplace stereotypes. There's also the issue of barriers when it comes to including women in certain roles. We experience all this. I have had my fair share of these challenges. And having reason from it, having gotten to understand these things about the tech industry, it behoves of me to see how I can help other women, not just get into this position, but also to use my experience, right, to help women overcome some of these challenges and stay in tech. A career in tech can be very rewarding, but it is also challenging. It is not just challenging for us because we are women. It is doubly challenging for us because we have to work twice as hard as our counterparts, not just prove that, oh, we are suitable for these positions, or to not just prove that we are competent. We have to work twice as hard to sustain our relevance. When you consider the home front, you consider family responsibilities, you consider a lot of these things. I don't want to use the word stressful, but if you're a woman, you're a mom, and you're in a STEM role, you work in STEM. I don't want to say tech because I know there are women here who are in science, who are in engineering. You would understand what I mean when I say these things. So basically, or essentially, that's the background, that's the why. That's why I feel like I have the experience. I feel like I can make a contribution to make the tech space even more inclusive, even more diversified. And that's what I'm doing right now with Moms Who Code and with Digital Women Bootcamp. Now, what's our targets? Who are our target beneficiaries? Our target beneficiaries are women between the ages of 22 to, well, we used to say 45, but we have had cohorts where we had women over 50, women close to 60 join us. So women, moms, you're all welcome. Now, early this year, I got the opportunity to apply for the AnitaB.org Sisters Pass It On Award, because I felt it would be a great opportunity, not just for the recognition, but also for us to get some funding to support the work that we do. And that's what I did. And I'm grateful to say that I was able to get the Sisters Pass It On Award for from AnitaB.org Sisters Community this year. AnitaB.org is a global organization supporting women and binary individuals in tech. And if you'd like to know more, you can go to the site, AnitaB.org membership. It's a great platform for you to join. I happen to also be the Nigeria community lead for that organization, and I'm more than happy to welcome you on the AnitaB platform as well. Now, DWBC, what is DWBC? DWBC is the Digital Women Bootcamp. It's a project by Moms Who Code. It's partnership driven, it's donor funded, and it's volunteer driven as well. The goal of Digital Women Bootcamp is to raise more awareness about digital technologies, is to encourage more women into tech, especially women who have left the workforce, or women who have never been in the workforce, but have been raising their families, women who have decided that, oh, it's time for me to actually join the workforce and I want to join the tech workforce. Digital Women Bootcamp is for such women, right? Digital Women Bootcamp is for women who feel the need to switch from a non-technical background to a technical role. What we do is that we bring you courses, we offer the opportunities for you to learn the fundamental skills that will help you launch a career in tech. We have had amazing testimonies. We have had people actually, or women who participated in the program, actually go on to further their learning. We have had women go on to gain new jobs. We have had women get promotions. We have had women gain pay raise just by applying the skills that they have learned. We have also had women start new businesses online. Our goal is to impact 10,000 women by the year 2025, and we are well on our way. Our remarkable journey, we've enrolled over 2,600 women so far. We have implemented 5 cohorts successfully, and over 300 women have graduated. What this means is that these 300 women have paid the price. They have gone through rigorous training. They have had to sacrifice and do a lot just to ensure that they succeed in this 8 weeks program. We have also had over 30 volunteer instructors. These amazing people have taught selflessly without financial compensation to ensure that the women get not just quality training, but also mentorship as they conclude the program and go on. Now, what do you hope to gain in the next 8 weeks? What do you hope to gain in the next 8 weeks? I want you to put it in the chat. What do you hope to gain from the Digital Women Bootcamp in the next 8 weeks? Please put it in the chat before I move on to the next slide. What do you hope to gain in the next 8 weeks? Let's see it in the chat. Whatever you put here today actually demands hard work. It demands commitment. It demands serious, consistent work and focus. So in the next 8 weeks, these are some of the things that you could gain. You could gain skills, proficiency, if you're committed to your learning. After the end or at the end of the training, you could get opportunity for internships or opportunities to apply the skills that you have learned and be able to switch jobs. You could start a business. You could become a freelancer, especially those of you who are in the digital marketing track. It's a very, very in-demand space right now. You could get a pay raise. Yes, we have had someone get a pay raise just by applying data analysis skills, data management skills, and building a data management system for her company where she works. She got a pay raise, right? You become more relevant in the industry. You become more relevant in the industry, and you could build thought leadership in tech. So thank you very much. That's my short introduction. I'd like to thank every one of you and also join you to stay as we call on our next speaker to give us the keynote presentation. Over to you, Lara. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was a beautiful one. What did you pick from that speech? You know, there's something that stood out to me. She said she couldn't find one, so she went on and created one, right? I want you to keep that in mind. I want you to put it in the chat box as we think about that. Say, I am a creator. I create things, right? Because she created something, we are here today, and I look forward to what I will be creating, what you will be creating, beautiful things we will be creating from this community. Yeah, we are creators. We are creators. Yeah, I am a creator. Thank you for putting it in the chat box. Thank you for doing that. YouTube people, I see you. I'm vibing with you. Thank you for joining us. If you joined us while she was giving that overview, this is the Digital Women Bootcamp Kickoff ceremony for Cohort 6. You are in the room because you registered for one of the categories, one of the programs, maybe data analytics, cloud computing, Python programming, digital marketing, or you're a facilitator, or you are a friend, you're a partner, you're welcome anyways. We are glad to have you. And then there are so many things to gain. You could also gain networking. You could have people connect with you, endorse your skills on LinkedIn. I love new beginnings. I love new adventures. They do something beautiful to us. So thank you, everyone. Like we did when we were welcoming our founder, I want us to put our best emojis into the comment section, both on YouTube and Zoom, as we welcome our keynote speaker for this kickoff ceremony. She's a woman like myself and you, a power woman, a creator. She's blazing the trail. And because that is in our gene, you are also one, or you're becoming one, right? So let's celebrate her with our favorite emojis as we welcome Madonna Wambua. She's going to introduce herself and she's going to speak to us. I believe you're going to be inspired. You'll be pumped up. Thank you for welcoming her with me. You're welcome, madam.
Thank you. Thank you, Lara. Thank you so much, Madonna. I'll quickly read through Madonna's citation. Okay. I'll quickly read through Madonna's citation. So Madonna is the founder of Jibu Labs. She's also the Chief Technical Officer. She is an author. She's the keynote speaker and a Google developer expert for Android with over a decade of experience building Android applications. If you use an Android device, you know what Android applications are, and you know that they help us every day to actually carry out tasks that improve or make our lives more easy, right? Madonna is also a Women Tech Maker Ambassador. If you're a Woman Tech Maker Ambassador, or if you're a member of the Women Tech Makers community, please give a shout out to her. Anita B, co-chair. She's a host of Tech Talks with Madonna and a developer who enjoys sharing her Android knowledge and teaching others how to make Android application. Madonna is the author of an Android cookbook. So if you're someone who is looking to be a programmer and develop Android apps, you should be checking out Madonna's book. I will be sharing the link here later and also in the Telegram chat. So thank you so much, Madonna Wambua, for joining us today. It's an honor to have you come deliver a keynote address here today. Please, the stage is yours now.
Thank you very much, Agama, for introducing me. And I just want to say something that I noticed. If you're able to open your camera, don't feel the pressure, but you're welcome to do that, because I like for it to be more intimate and conversational. And apart from that, there's something that I noticed you mentioned that really resonated with me a lot. But before I start that, I just want to say thank you again for inviting me. And I'm super excited to be speaking at this event today. And I'm hoping each one of you today will get something to go with. And also, as you do the bootcamp and also as you build on your career, you'll be able to understand the strength of the community. Because I think there's one thing that we all might forget, that it's okay to be an individual person, like it's okay to be an individualist, but having a community around you makes things much easier. Now, I'm going to quote you, Agma, on something you said, which is, I was looking for a community and did not find one, so I created one. I wrote that down. The reason as to why I wrote that down is because it resonated with me. So when I started my career back in 2011, when I was a junior Java developer, just building inventory systems. And one thing that many of us here don't know is that when you work in a foreign country, it's pretty different. Number one, in many technical fields that I've been in, I've been the only woman most of the time, and I've been the only Black woman. So that meant a lot. That meant, number one, I wasn't able to feel like I was progressing in any way. I also like the fact that you mentioned that, Agama, the progressing. I wasn't able to feel like I was progressing. And number two, I really worked I'm not going to say any bad words, but I really worked way off everything. I would work on Saturdays because I was trying to make sure that I was understanding and delivering what was expected of me. The thing that I noticed though with the culture here is that the culture in America, which I think is a culture that I've not worked in, let's say in Africa, in a software engineering career, but what I can say is that the culture is very different here in America, where if you're working and you have, let's say, a senior engineer, the senior engineer, and this is what I came to believe, that the senior engineers, they're good, they understand what they're doing, but it's very hard for people to and I feel like this also is ingrained in the culture of the company, where people are welcoming to help each other or work with each other, because it's more capitalist, where everybody's doing their work fast, you get done, next thing. And then something else that I noticed also was that feeling of competition, right? Everybody is working towards something, right? Which is fair. I mean, all of us here, you're in the bootcamp to learn something. And once you learn it, you want to do it to be good. And after being good, you want to get promoted. After getting promoted, you want to be somewhere else. So to me, that really was okay, because I realized that that's how it is. Now, I can now talk about my journey. So when I started as a Java developer and I was building inventory systems, I really struggled a lot. I did not have any work-life balance. And right now I have a lot of mentees. And one thing that I do tell them is that don't make that mistake. It's okay to be in this field. First of all, don't quit this field. No. I'm very happy that all of you are already in this community. So stick to this community. The people that you see here, share your LinkedIn on the chat, connect with each other. That is your community. Now, if you're studying something together, like let's say digital marketing, or let's say Python, find a group, work together, see how you can help each other progress. Because when I was doing my Java development, something that I noticed that I lacked was that I did not have any community. I didn't know where to find the communities. And I didn't even know that there were communities that existed until, for myself, I didn't create one back in the days. I did not create one. And this is, let's say, 5 years in my career. I did not create any community. So what I decided to do was find events near me that I can attend. And then I found Women Who Code. And once I found Women Who Code, I realized that, wow, so there are other women that are actually doing this, that this is going to help me stop drowning. Something that I like to mention a lot also during my journey is that when I started developing, when I started joining the community, something changed in me. I noticed that my mental health started getting better. And this is because I would listen to other women talk about their fears. For instance, I'm not telling you the community is going to give you the solution, no. But there's a lot of things that you can gain. Number one, the sense of belonging. And a sense of belonging was, I could see other women struggling like I was struggling, and we could speak about our situation. We had like a safe space where we would talk about the misogyny or things that we experience at work, where, for instance, for people to get promoted, it's pretty tough. And I'm going to talk about that too in a few minutes. But I noticed that it was not only me, it was other people that are experiencing that. And then when now you add you being a Black person also in the tech industry, where we don't see so many of us, especially in Android. In Android, now I'm a speaker, I've spoken to over 30 events, and every event that I go to, unless I've invited the women to come be in my talk, it's just me always, and many men, which I have no problem with that, because I appreciate when people come to listen to my talk. But I would like to see that change over the years, because think about it. We are building something that's pretty cool. But if we stay intimidated, we will not be successful. So that's why I'm very happy when I see small groups. And that's why I always come to support. Every time I see a community that's building itself and also building others, I'm always number one to say, yes, call me in. Now, let's talk about my fears when I was working as an individualist, and also what really made me feel like I was drowning in my career. Number one, every time I would go to work, fearing that I would get fired the next day. Why? Because first of all, you don't have anybody cheerleading for you at work. Everybody is busy work, right? Number two, I would ask questions. Remember, I know all of us here have had the thing of ask questions, especially as a junior engineer, you're always told and encouraged to ask questions, which I think right now that I'm in a different space, I think that's an okay thing. It's just a bad culture where some companies, not the companies, but people that work there. And I'm just going to pause a little bit here and walk you through something. When you apply for a job in a company, right? You don't know the people you'll work with. The company might brand itself as our culture is great. We have great people. But until you work with them, you don't know who you're going to be working with. So you might get in, and once you get in, you're like, oh, wow, hold on. People are not allowed to ask questions. I talk about this experience because it really broke my heart. Because when I was working, I thought as a junior developer, I was allowed to ask questions. And this is during my early career. I would ask questions like, hey, how do you do this in here? How do you do this here? But my first year, because here in America, we have a review system where you have a mid-year review and then an annual review. So, but during my review, guess what I got? She asks a lot of questions. That really crushed my heart. Like, I thought as somebody who wants to learn, it's okay for me to ask questions. And now I started pulling back. I shied away from asking questions. But what did I do? So that's when I realized, I think they're trying to push me out of this particular thing. Because I mean, it's okay, I'm learning by myself, but there's so many things to consume. I mean, Stack Overflow is not going to show you the solution. No. Sometimes you might need to work with a senior engineer to understand how you can build a particular section. So me asking those questions was pretty vital because I wanted to understand, how do these things work together? How can I connect these two dots? But that was not something that was given to me. Now, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm not discouraging yours. I'm just showing you my vulnerability as being somebody that worked as an individualist as compared to when I found a community. Now, when I found a community, what changed? There's a few things that's changed. First of all, I was able to speak to other women and ask them, wow, at your work, are you able to ask questions? I mean, some people told me, yeah. And then I realized, oh, it's actually a culture thing. And then others were like, yeah, Madonna, I do not ask any questions because I don't want to be perceived as someone that doesn't know what they're doing already. Because already, like Agama mentioned, we are already expected to work twice. Now, imagine when you're in America, you're expected to work, I think, 10 times because you're like, first of all, there's that notion that maybe you don't know what you're doing. And like you're the diversity quarter, like you're hired because you're Black, which is things that really demotivates. But I think being in a, let's say, situation in Nigeria, it might be different things. For instance, it might be men looking down upon women. So women, we face so many things, and especially as moms, because moms, we have the responsibility of raising our kids too. So add raising kids and working as an engineer. Engineering is not hard, but I'm a mom. I have 2 kids. And I did this. That looks like 4. I have 2 kids. So I'm a mom and I have 2 kids. So can you imagine working as an engineer and also trying to make sure that I balance my life as a mom, as a wife, and also delivering on the work that needed of me? If you don't have a good manager that cheerleads for you, it's going to be a total mess, because sometimes you'll have the times when you need to take your kid to the hospital. Sometimes you'll need to take time off to just watch over your kids. So having the community to me really helped, because I realized that speaking to other moms, I started noticing that it's a trend. Oh, it's not just me. Okay. So you go through the same, because I spoke to a woman and she was white. She's a very good friend of mine. And I'm not bringing color in this situation, but I just spoke to her and she told me, Madonna, I'm afraid of getting fired too every other day. I was like, oh, wow. I thought you felt more safer than I did, because my biggest fear was tomorrow I not have a job, tomorrow I not have a job. And yet I was delivering, like I was doing on Saturdays, I would be there working. But once I found my community, I would go now to the community. The questions I was asking at work, I stopped asking. I stopped asking people questions. I was like, okay, so now that I have a community, let me see what this community can help me with. I started looking into, so I'm trying to solve this particular problem in this particular code base. Can I phrase the question such that I can ask similarly, but not pinpointing the code base of my job? Like, let's say, for instance, I'm trying to solve something in Android. I would go and ask my community, like, hey, by the way, how do you solve A, B, C, D in Android? And then people would answer like, actually, I normally use A, B, C, D, like let's say room, or I would populate this other, and then they would give me resources. And I was like, oh, interesting. And then I realized that really helped me do my job better. And I would speak to other people in my community that already knew what they were doing. And then I stopped having those kind of reviews where she asks questions. So the moral of the story is that I know it's going to be pretty tough when you're by yourself, but when you have the community, you can leverage so much. Number one, you can leverage the community for support, for mental health, for also unionship. By unionship, I mean having people that cheerlead for you. Because when I went and wrote my my first book, guess who really motivated me and also cheerleaded for me? The same community. They were there telling me, Madonna, you've been doing Android for a couple of years. I think you can write a book. And I was like, oh, I don't believe in myself. Technical writing is not my thing. But they were like, what do you mean technical writing is not your thing? You're giving talks everywhere. So that really motivated me. So communities can really motivate you. Number 4, you should be able to lean on your community when you need support in so many things. For instance, you're looking for a job. Guess the fast. Right now, submitting resumes is okay. But right now, let's say you're finished with the bootcamp. How do you find your job? Long before, you would submit your resume and then people would review. But right now, I feel like this automation where maybe even resumes might be skimmed through. But through the community, you can ask the people around you, like, hey, actually, is your company hiring? Because from time to time, you'll find people in your community that are already working. You would ask them, hey, is your company hiring? Are you hiring for this position? Can you refer me? So that really works pretty well too. Because for me, the fear also of getting fired, tying back my story to the beginning, was that I did not have that community, people that I could reach out to when I needed that safety, that safety of feeling like, wow, who do I know when I need to look for another job? Do I just submit my resume everywhere? And then, because when I went to my next job after I quit my job, because I was like, this is pretty toxic to me, and then I got another job, guess how I got the other job? It was through a community member that told me, hey, Madonna, we're always hiring. Let me know when you're looking for a job. I was like, oh, really? It's like, yeah. And then I gave him a resume, and then pretty easily was like, oh, I can refer you. Here you go. And then I got the interview, and then boom. I did not even submit resume. I mean, I have nothing wrong with people submitting. I've read over Twitter and over LinkedIn how people submit more than 500 resumes. I feel like, to me, the only thing I would mention to that is that don't do that anymore. Form a network. That network is the same way. I was doing a panel the other day with the Kimberly Brown, and she mentioned something very important, which I think it's a quote that's known. Your network is your net worth. So having a network that can connect you with jobs, not only jobs, so many things, is very helpful. So communities offer that too. Again, learning together. Let's say here, you're listening to my talk and you're wondering, how can it help me? And how can I find one? Start here. You have the bootcamp. And in terms of helping, especially in your career, let's say you want to build in open source. How can you get started in open source? The same community members that you have in this particular session today, if you wanted to build a project in Python, connect together. Tell each other, hey, can we actually create an open source project in Python and then start building something? And then we can include other contributors. And before you know it, you have an open source project that has maintainers and people contributing into it. So to close this is my main purpose of being here and speaking to you all is, which I really appreciate what Agma said, because it really resonated with me a lot. I was like, oh, Agma, you're picking on my speaking points, which is pretty cool. Again, she said, and I'll repeat, I was looking for a community and did not find one. So I created one. I know it might be challenging for all of us to go create new communities, but I feel like myself, I never created one, but I found one through Women Who Code. Now, when I continued my career, now I have over 13 years of experience in Android. I ended up creating my community in Android. So in Android, what I did is that I actually went and created a space on Twitter. And then I would, the same way actually Agma did with Twitter, I created a space. So what I did with the spaces was I would invite people to come speak in my spaces. And then before we know it, now we have over 5,000 people in Android that are in my network, like connected in my community. So I think, and mine, we don't do a lot. We just connect, talk, help each other find jobs, and just share, like just give talks and just talk about what Android is about, what we're building. And if anybody is interested in Android too, please, I'll link down my LinkedIn there. If you ever have any questions, you can reach out to me. But other than that, I felt like it really helped me a lot. So I was this point of draining and feeling like I wasn't in it, and I really wanted to quit, because that is something that I really wanted to do. Like I was like, oh my goodness. And now I understand. And Agma also mentioned this in the beginning, how women quit tech, because it's not easy. Think about it. I almost quit, but I was like, if I quit, who are they going to see? Who is the future generation going to see, right? So I decided to stay. I am still an engineer. I code every day, like code a couple of hours. Something that I also like to not lie to myself is that I don't code the entire day. No, that's lying. I only take 4 hours of good time, write some good code, and then I'm done for the day. I do not do anything more than that, because it's again to lie to myself saying I can code the entire day. So to close this up, I just want to encourage you all, if you've not connected with the people that are already here, make sure you connect. If you're also, and I know it's okay, I know others say I'm an introvert. I don't feel okay talking to other people. I don't feel well connected with other people. You don't have to do a lot. Showing up is being part of a community. You showed up today. You showed up and signed up for this bootcamp, right? That is part of being in a community, because this cohort, you will stay connected as a cohort forever. You'll be like the cohort of digital, bootcamp. And I love the fact that this is also for moms. For moms out there, I know it's not easy. I'm not going to lie to you. It was not easy for me. I know, especially during the pandemic. I like to mention this because during the pandemic, nobody prepared me for what was coming. That is number one. You have to homeschool your kids. That meant teaching your kids how to study from home. And then I had to work. So you're expected to deliver in two places and also be a wife, because you have to cook, do all the other things. And especially, when you come from an African household, I am originally from Kenya, but I migrated here for study. But when you have to be there supporting your family in all aspects, it can be pretty tough. But having that community to lean on to helps a lot. Because to me, when I started connecting with my women who code, and then we would talk about how everybody is feeling like, hi, you're a mom, how are you doing it? I'll tell them, I'm not doing it. I'm barely not holding on, but I'm trying to hold on. And they'll be like, me too. And I'll be like, okay, I'm not alone. Yeah. So at the end of the day, let's connect. Let's stay in touch and ensure that you are always there to support each other and uplift each other. That's it. I'll take any questions. Are we taking any questions? Okay.
That's okay. Thank you so much for that beautiful speech. We are inspired, encouraged. I love it because whether you are a beginner, maybe you even registered for this, you don't know why, you just saw it because I've been there. You see something online and you just register, right? By this speech, I know you are receiving confirmations that you are in the right place. Maybe you never had a vision for registering. I know you are having a vision now. You can see what could become. You could become an author. You could have a community of over 5,000 people. So thank you. I love the fact that regardless of where you are in your journey as a tech mom, as a tech woman, as a tech career person, there's something for you to grab from it. And most importantly, don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. So like she's ready to take questions and answers. If you have any question for her, I want you to use the reaction button and we're going to call you, or you can drop it. If you don't want to talk, you can drop it in the comment section and we're going to read the question out and she's going to respond to your question. Thank you, you two people. You can put your question in the comment section so I can see you. Kadif Prila, thank you for that comment. Shikandili, thank you. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that very well, but just to let you know, I can see your comments over there as well, and we appreciate you. So do we have questions for her? Let's take it quickly. Let's make the most of this opportunity we have. We have a best-selling author in our midst, in our community. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, Madonna, have you shared the link to the book?
Oh yeah, let me share that too.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think to me, something else that I feel like I've not mentioned also that is very important is I also became an expert just through the community, because so when you become an expert, what that means is that Google believes that you understand what you're talking about and you are qualified to represent their product, which is pretty big. Android is used by over 3.6 billion users around the world. So imagine Google saying that this person is an expert of our product. So what Google does for me is that as an expert is that they pay for my flight everywhere I go and they pay for my hotel. So everywhere you see me traveling or posting on LinkedIn like I'm traveling, I don't pay anything from my pocket. It's all Google paid, which is unbelievable, but it helped my career. And to me, it's not even about Google paying or helping me with that. It's about I'm still sharing what I love sharing with others, which is teaching them how to code, ensuring that we bring more women into coding, and also showing others that, hey, it's doable and have a family. Don't forget that. 2 kids. And most of the time I bring them to most of my talks too. Yeah. So if you're looking to be inspired, this is the right community. Stick to your community and don't give up on what you're doing. I would really insist on that because I could have given up, but look at where my career is right now. I get invited to speak in big events. I see tickets to events. I'm like, oh, wow, thank you. I'm like, wait, they even had my email. And then also I'm going to share another resource that's very important for anybody that's looking to grow their, looking to grow their innovation. It's called Tech Equity Collective. Here we go. And I like to mention I'm on their website because I'm very proud of that. It's a great initiative. So I like to support it.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us. Let's take actions. We have a question in the comment section. Yeah. Noma is asking, how does one get jobs as a non-experienced data analyst?
Now, that's a pretty good question. And I've gotten this question a couple of times. It doesn't have to be in data analyst, but this can apply to other fields too. Number one, if you have no experience, I feel like utilize the community. Number one, how can you utilize the community? First, you can attend local events where people are talking about data analysts and just learn what are the terminologies that there are out there. Number two, you can try to see if you can build your own small project. And I like to mention this because projects really help you get jobs. First of all, don't reinvent the wheel. No, don't try to make something very fancy. No, you can pick up a project that's already done and then modify it to fit your own needs. And if you can upload it somewhere where you can showcase as proof that, hey, actually, I've been working on this project on the side as just as my, let's say, dummy project to help me with a job, use it. Number three, if you have a job already, let's say you're working in a company, I don't know, let's say you work for a bank, for instance, and let's say you're a teller, right? And you want to transition into a data analyst. This means you don't have any experience. The way I normally think about the situation is you can just start moving inside. So you can connect with the people that are already data analysts in your company, let's say the bank, for instance, and then you can start asking them, hi, actually, how do you do this here? How can I help? Can I solve a bug? Can I look into your code? And then once they announce they have a job, you're like, hey, I'm lifting my hand here. Are you hiring? Can you hire me? Or can you give me an internship in this? So there are a couple of ways you can approach this if you're not experienced. Number one, the community. Try to understand what they're learning just to grow your knowledge. Number two, getting certifications. I feel like it's not a bad thing, but if you're already way into your career, you don't have to stress too much about it. Just build a project that you can showcase and also get prepared. There's something that I like to say, don't take it for granted. It's okay, we can speak, but action speaks louder than words. So be prepared. When you're called to an interview, how do you stand out? If they ask you a question, you have to be direct, like, yes, I know what I'm talking about. So being prepared, let's say in an interview perspective, is very important. And then lastly, again, create your own project and bring in the community to help you build it. And then there you go. You have something to showcase that, hey, I'm actually maintaining this project here. And look at all the people we're working together with. And this is how I am doing good in this field. It can really help you get a job.
Yeah, thank you. That's so powerful. And that leads to the next question, right? We have a Zoom user here. I don't know if that's somebody's name. It says Zoom user is asking, how do you build projects? I think you started talking about it already, pulling people together, but this person wants to know more about how do you build projects?
Yes. Hello, Zoom user. I'm just going to do that because it's funny. Hello, Zoom user. Okay. So how do you build projects? Now, let's take an hypothetical situation. So I'm going to assume I'm building another project here. So number one, few things that you need to know is that a project can be hosted in so many places. A project can be hosted, and the only place I think that you can host it where other people can see is GitHub. If you've never heard of GitHub, go look it up. It's pretty cool. And it's a developer's site. And that's where we build our own portfolios as developers. In fact, I'm going to share mine for anybody that wants to look into an example of how GitHub looks like. So as I'm pausing here, I'm grabbing my GitHub account. And then we'll talk about the relevance of this. Okay, there we go. I've grabbed my portfolio. So the GitHub is like a resume as a developer. So that's how you can build your project. And it's not building, it's where you can showcase what you're building. Now, when we talk about building project, there are different aspects. What project do you want to build? Is it a data analyst project? In a data analyst project, I think you would need to build a dummy, something like a site, and then you would build how you're analyzing your data and stuff, which you can showcase. That would be different as compared to when I'm building a mobile app. So a mobile app, I would go, let's say, get an IDE. IDE means integrated development environment, where in this IDE for mobile would be Android, and it being Android, I would start building the app there. Now for iOS, which is iPhone, would be, it's called, I think, Xcode. So you would go download the Xcode IDE, and then you would start building your project there. And then lastly, I believe in this bootcamp, you should be able to learn a couple of those things too, how you can get started with your project. And then make sure that once you build this project, please put them on your GitHub. That's how you start building your developer's portfolio. And this is actually another good point for somebody that asked, how do I showcase that I have experience without anything? That GitHub is like, it's your portfolio. Like, because most of it are recruiters, and they're like, oh, where's your GitHub account? What are you doing there? So you should be able to showcase, yeah, this is what I'm doing, and here it is. I hope that helps, but definitely there's different ways. It's similar to when you're building a website, right? It's a project, but how do you build it? You need to have, I think it's called Visual Studio Code, number one. You need to connect some CSS, or you need to download to incorporate the, what are they called? The TypeScripts or the JSX, and then you need to create the components and all that stuff. But don't worry, I feel like the bootcamp should be able to teach you some of those basics, so you should be in good hands.
Yeah.
That's why you're in the bootcamp, so I'm excited.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone. I love the questions you are asking, and it just shows you're in the right environment, right? When I recently pivoted into tech as a data science, I took a boot camp, and I had all these questions too. And so spending about 3 to 4 months in the boot camp and just being familiar with all the language of the domain, it's just amazing what can happen in 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks. So I'm just going to add that, just let's take it a step at a time. You know, it's like a marathon. Look at her. She's been there for 13 years. And so she can now talk to us like this. So for those of us that are just months into the journey, you know, for those of us that this is our first day, don't worry. We are going to.
That's such a, oh, sorry, go on, finish.
You can have it. You can talk to that. Just to
yeah, I just thought that's a great point, because I feel like you're very right. Don't feel under pressure to know everything. We all fall in the trap of, it's called the tutorial loop, where you see something new, you want to learn that something new. You see something else new, you want to learn that something new. You see something, you're like, oh my goodness, which one should I learn? Because there's so many of them to learn. And then tech moves very fast. So it might take a minute for you to be like, which one do I specialize in? From time to time, I normally say, follow your passion. So to me, when I specialized with Android, that really helped me a lot, because I became an expert in one niche. Because right now, people ask me, Madonna, are you afraid that people think you don't have experience in others? No, I'm not worried about that. The years of experience that I accumulated for Android made me a better engineer in which way. Right now, I can build websites. It's pretty easy for me because I understand their language might be different. Let's say if somebody gives me a JavaScript language, I'll be like, oh, it's different, but I understand the concept of building. I will Google a little bit and understand what I'm doing, because I'm like, oh yeah, I know how we build this. I know how you build an entire API system. How do I know that? It's because I've worked with APIs through mobile, and I'm like, yeah, I can know how to do that. And finally, things that I can say I would need more practice on, it's maybe, let's say, machine learning, because it's something that I would like to understand. How do you calculate the models, or how do we make the models work? But I can definitely jump into Python and understand that. So having a niche in one is very important, because it helps you become stronger. It's like languages. Understand one very well, the rest becomes so easy to understand.
Thank you. That's so beautiful. Have a niche. You know, it's okay. I can guarantee that you probably cannot answer the question of a niche now, because you're just starting. But as you understand each of these concepts, you begin to dig down deep. And so we cannot take all the questions because we have time allotted to this. Someone is asking on YouTube, Temitope is asking, Can we connect with you on LinkedIn? Please, I'm sure you can connect with her. She said it already. So please connect with her on LinkedIn. What should we search for on LinkedIn, please?
Madonna Wambua, MADONA So people like to ask me what my last name means, which is so I have three names, Madonna Simbua Wambua. And as a Kenyan, Wambua and Simbua means rain. So I love rain, kind of, but Madonna is the material girl. But the Madonna, the one I have, is for the mother of Jesus, because in Italian it's different. Yeah,
that's okay. And we have some fast action takers already. Esther puts it in the comment section. She said, I connected already. People are connecting with her already. So just look for her on LinkedIn and connect with her. We're going to be connecting with ourselves. We have 8 weeks together, and then you become an alumni, and then you are in this community. So it's a long journey, and we are in it together. We are glad to have you. I have a question here too that we would address briefly. It says, how do you go about launching into tech career? Are there programs or training from your end that we can also learn from?
Yeah, so that's a very good question. And I feel like number one, what we can do is, this is a beginning point where you are. Moms Who Code. And through Moms Who Code, I believe there will be so many resources tapped in through this. Now, there are other resources out there. But again, I would like to mention this point of, and I see another question, and I can tell you this, I can in the chat here on Zoom, and I can answer it similarly. If you're looking for, I'm not going to call it a niche in this perspective, because let's say people are changing their career, they don't know what they need to do. I think what I can say is that follow your passion, discover what you like. Do you love math? Do you love that calculation? If you do that, then data is good for you. Do you love seeing people feeling better about their mobile applications? Because mobile application is you getting feedback from the people that are using, because you see the comments on the section where they review you. So if you love building for other people to see what you're building, yes. But do you like being in the back end where you're building stuff for developers? APIs, think about it. So take your time. It's always okay to experiment. What do I want to do? Like, for instance, when I started, I was a Java developer. I did not enjoy it because I was like, I'm building an inventory system, which was being used by other engineers. I've also built SDKs, which is software development kit, super cool stuff. But I feel like, to me, I did enjoy it too. But again, it doesn't relate to what I wanted to do. I want to build something that I can see customers saying, this is nice. Because it's the customer-centric thing to me that really pushed me to like, actually, I need to make sure that they're okay. Because when I see my rating go down, then I get worried. I'm like, people are not liking this. Does that mean I'm really focused on? No, it just means I like the product very much. I'm not a product person, but I feel like I like the product and I want them to experience and love it as I would as an engineer. So to sum this up on the point of getting other resources, yes, I believe you should have resources from Moms Who Code. And also, if you need other resources from me, I think Agma, just reach out to me. I can share what I already have in my community, and then you can share with your community too, which is pretty cool.
So thank you. Okay.
Who's interested in Android? I know that this is not, Android is not part of our curriculum for this, but if it makes you, right, I think there's no harm in actually going forward to join Wambua's community and just explore. You never know where that might lead you.
And we need more women in Android. We just look at the numbers, just look at how many women are Android engineers. And I know there's a notion that it's not no. Every company that has a website, they will need a mobile app. Either it's using React Native, is using native development, they will always, because every company has an app, iOS or iPhone. So think about it. But I like the other fields too. I like data science. I like machine learning. I like AI. I like Python. I mean, all of them are pretty cool.
Thank you so much. We've had a good time with you. We are 4 minutes past the hour of this is 2 p.m. here, 2 plus 5. So that's 4 minutes past 7 in West African time. So wherever you are, we have had 1 hour having beautiful conversations, getting inspired, and motivated. So let's put in the comments chat something that shows Madonna how much we appreciate her time and we love her. Thank you so much for coming to speak to us. We really, really appreciate you. I'm glad to meet you. I'm sure everyone is glad to meet you. We'll be connecting with you on LinkedIn. Please go ahead, buy her book. This is how we support ourselves. When we say women, supporting women, the link to our book is over there on Amazon. Buy it. If you cannot do that immediately, plan to get it. I'm going to plan to get it. It's going to be on one of the things I would do. I'm meeting.
And tag me when you get it.
Definitely. So thank you so much for coming. We are inspired. And we have something beautiful packed for the next on our agenda is also very beautiful. It gives us an opportunity to continue the conversation, to continue asking our questions and all. We are having a panel session, and some of our alumni here at Moms Who Code will be on the panel, and then we'll be asking them some questions. They will give you clues to what it looks like in the boot camp. What have they done after boot camp? What were their challenges? How did they overcome it? What are they doing currently? So we have on the coming to this panel discussion with me, I have Amadi, Sandra.
Thank
Sandra.
you.
Okay.
I saw a message in the chat from Madonna. Madonna, I just want to say thank you so much. It's really been an honor. Thank you for pouring out. Thank you for filling us with inspiration, for filling us with motivation. I really appreciate you now, and we definitely keep talking beyond this. Thank you so much. Enjoy the day.
I'm just going to piggyback that to you and say, no, thank you for inviting me to be part of this amazing community. And to me, it always means a lot to be able to support other moms and women and girls. It fills my heart with joy. So thank you all. I'm going to take my family for lunch. It's Sunday, so bye. Also, I have a podcast. You can listen to my podcast. I interview other women in tech Talks with Madonna. It's always free. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Such a good time. Yeah. So thank you everyone for hanging around. Don't go anywhere. We have 1 hour together. You heard all she said about community. What do we get from community? Sense of belonging and togetherness. We have a safe place. We have support and motivation. You have that feeling of not being alone. I'm doing this together with some people. And so community is such a big deal. And we are glad to be together this evening. We'll be having a panel discussion now. And like I started doing, let's make welcome Amadi Sandra to join me for this panel session. Thank you, Sandra, for coming. And then I'm going to have Funmilola Alake also join me. Yeah, I can see you, Fumi. Thank you for turning on your camera. Thank you, Amadi, for coming on. Right. Okay, so thank you. I'm going to start with, who do I start with? Okay, who wants to go first? The first question I want to ask you is, what cohort did you join? And what was your biggest challenge during the boot camp? Who will be going for that?
I think they should tell us their track.
Yeah, your track, your cohort, the track you took, and what were the challenges for you? So let's go with Fumi first.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Funmilola Alake. Okay, so I started with cohort 2. I came back for 3, and then please confirm if you can hear me. Okay. I started with cohort 2. I took Canva design and digital storytelling. I came back to take the same course for cohort 3, and then I did cohort 5. That's the last one, yes. Okay, my challenge. Okay, for cohort 2 and 3, when I took those cohorts, I was actually pregnant with my 3rd baby then. Wow. So I think the basic challenge I had then was because of pregnancy and all, timing. Okay, that was a major challenge for me, timing. So, but the beautiful thing was that I could fall back on the recorded classes, so it wasn't really a big challenge, so to say. That's it for my end.
All right, so let's hear from you two, Amadi, Sandra. I'm seeing Chime here, and I'm sorry, like Alake, I pronounce it as Alake. So sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name well, just correct me. Tell us the cohort you joined, the track you took, what was your biggest challenge while doing that?
Okay, hi Lara, good evening everyone. Good to be here. So my cohort was, I think it was cohort 2. And I was in the Python for web development track. It was quite amazing because at that time I was really trying to figure out what I wanted to do in tech. So I met quite a number of beautiful ladies and it was awesome. Our facilitator was awesome as well. And he did great. And, you know, when Fumi Lola was talking, she said she was pregnant. And I just smiled because that was my case too, actually. I was pregnant too for my second child. and I was working and I had a business. And so you can imagine how crazy it was. Business, woman, career. I'm a lecturer, actually. And pregnant, you know, and then doing the program. So it was pretty tough, but because I was passionate about it, I wanted to do this. You know, I got stuck. I made sure that I attended all the classes. And in fact, I was made the class captain for my track at that time. Okay, so, and the challenge that I face, like I'm saying now, is this having to do all this together, being a mom, a wife, a career woman, and running a business at the same time, you know, all of this, then pregnancy at the same time. I think I even gave birth the week of our capstone project. That was the week I put to bed, you know, but I still found a way to hustle up and did something, you know, rush, but I did. You know, it wasn't easy, but challenging, but I took the challenge to the next level. So.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's how great things get done, right? We do it anyway. Tough, do it anyway.
Yeah.
Hard, do it anyway. Challenging, do it anyway. So thank you for sharing your story with us, right? And it's the common story with us women. So many things to do, the kids, your husband. You are shying away from telling us that you were also a wife and you were doing a lot of things as a wife too, things that must be done. Yeah, but you did it, and that's the most important thing. All right, I'm going to continue with you, right? So those skills you picked up from Bootcamp, how about them now? Are you still coding? Yeah, maybe you're not coding, but how would you say the skills and everything you got from Bootcamp has contributed to your business, your career, and your life generally?
Okay, so for me, I was quite intentional about the whole tech thing because I was already in a career that was, you know, tech, because I'm a lecturer in IT, information technology, and that means I have to be up on my feet in what is up there in technology, right? So I needed to know, if not all, but a little bit of all. And Moms Who Code offered me that very basic platform that I needed. And after my bootcamp here, I went ahead. I found out that, okay, this was Python for web development was good. I did some of that too. But I found out that what I actually wanted to do was to delve into data science because my focus was AI and machine learning. So after that, after the Moms Who Code, I got into another fellowship, that's a Women Tech Staff fellowship. I got into that fellowship and then entered the main track that I wanted to do. So from then, it's been on and on and on from one bootcamp to the other. And, you know, it's helped my career to blossom, you know, from, let me just put it this way, from a caterpillar to a butterfly. Do you
Yeah.
get? So,
Yeah.
so, and then right now, the good thing about the whole thing is that right now, I'm actually now giving back to the community where I started, because now I'm no longer a student, but now a facilitator here at Moms Who Cook. How
Wow.
fun can how
Wow.
interesting could that be?
Yeah,
So
that's
yes.
beautiful. Did you hear when she said, did you get it? If you don't get it, forget about it. all these my fellow moms of nowadays, we don't want to be old again. We want to be Gen Z like everybody. If you don't get it, forget about it. That's a beautiful story. Thank you so much for sharing with us. And I love it. It starts from somewhere. I think I want to emphasize that about our story. It starts from somewhere. It starts from somewhere. Maybe Mom Who Code is not probably going to give you everything, but for showing up and taking this step, like they say, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. So you have taken the first step by registering for your track. And so from like her, you're going to take so many other things, certifications, and then from here, the sky is the beginning. All right. So Fumi, I want to ask you, what did you wish you, okay, what is one thing you would change about Bootcamp? Like, I believe that's going to help us from our own hand as well.
Okay, if I say there's nothing to change, I don't think that's a so good feedback. But for my end, I feel, or from my own experience, I would ask if it is possible that those videos the video recordings, if students can say have access to them, maybe like 6 months after, 8 months after, like there will be a specific time when ex-students, so to say, or alumni can go back to those videos, can access those videos. So that's one feedback I would want to say. But every other thing is good in my part.
All right. Thank you. I believe our virtual admin, our facilitators are taking note of that, and we're going to work on it. Thank you for that feedback. Okay, I'm going to ask Sandra the next question. What advice would you give someone who is okay, let me see, how do I put it? What advice would you give to someone who is just starting out by taking this bootcamp, about bootcamp and life after bootcamp?
Okay. The advice plenty. So for me, I was my own like example. Okay, because I went through the rough protocols, the rough process and all that, and I came out. So starting up in tech, what I really want to say now is, right now, actually, there's a whole lot of fuss now with tech, the tech industry. A lot of people want to just jump in. Oh, there's money. So they want to just jump in. A lot is happening here. A lot of people are talking tech. And it seems like it's all rosy. People forget to talk about the underlying thorns, So my first advice would be, let your first goal be passion. Right? Don't just come in here because, okay, you've heard that Sandra is making $1,000 a month from tech, and then you just want, okay, is it like that? Like, is it that sweet? And you just want to jump in and no. You don't know what the person is going through, right? So you want to be sure of what you're doing, actually, first of all. And the second thing now is try to go through boot camps first. Now, there are so many platforms like Coursera, Udemy, and the rest of them, right? It's easy to just go and subscribe on Udemy and start learning. But I think when you join boot camps, it really helps you, like you get the life thing, meeting faces, networking, and then having that connection with a facilitator and that kind of thing really helped. For me, that was what helped me. Okay, this is peculiar to me. So I'm giving this advice based on my own experience, not any other thing. So join boot camps first, something like Moms Who Code and rest of them. Find a boot camp you can join. And another point is mentorship, right? Mentorship. Look for a mentor, somebody that can mentor you, somebody that you can look up to in the industry and say, I've met people I've gone through LinkedIn, okay, and connected with people and, message them, people I don't know anything about, just send a message because maybe I looked through their profile, or maybe something they've been doing, following them up with one thing that they've been doing, or their posts in my area, right? And I send them a message and say, hey, look, you're good in this area. I feel you're a senior, you're a boss in this area. Can I be your mentee? Something, just ask. You never can tell. They might be in that position where they want to help. Okay. And another step there too is dust up your LinkedIn. Dust up your LinkedIn. So people come into tech. The first thing I ask you is, do you have a LinkedIn account? If you don't have LinkedIn account, or if your LinkedIn is not brushed up, please brush it up, please. This helps me. So that's why I'm giving it as a way to go step if you're coming into the tech industry. Because when you have LinkedIn, not just LinkedIn, Twitter, and other social, but most importantly, LinkedIn and Twitter, please dust them up. Make sure you follow Honorud. Follow those people that are in the track where you want to go to. Like for me, I am a data scientist, right? So I make sure to follow those in that area. AI, machine, if you're talking about AI, machine learning, data science, data analysis, I tend to follow these people so that I get to see their feeds. And then guess what? When they post boot camps, when they post communities, I can see it and I join. From there, you get linked up. From there, you see more opportunities. Don't just stay on your own, because you can't do tech on your own. Then lastly, join community. Join a community. Like I said, when you dust up your LinkedIn, if somebody will ask me, how do I join communities? If you have a LinkedIn, if you have a Twitter account, you definitely see all these opportunities coming up, and then you can join. So that would be my take on this. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for those beautiful advices. I hope we are noting them. And, there's so much that is being given out at this kickoff ceremony. But what's going to make the difference is the actions we take, right? Like you have your first to-do list already. Go and dust up your LinkedIn. Can we connect with you too? Ma, like we asked our former speaker, can we connect with you too? Now, what should we search for on LinkedIn?
I'll just send it. I'll post it on the chat right now.
Okay. So please connect with her. She's going to be, and like she said, she's one of our lecturers, our facilitators in, I think, the Python for data analysis track or something. Anyway, for those who will be seeing her in class, you're going to see this beautiful face. So I'm going to come to Fumilola. Would you want to ask any other thing to the advice she has given? What would you like to advise our new students, those starting out in tech and in the bootcamp?
Okay, she has said so much, and I think I'll pick up from where she said that you need to go back and dust your LinkedIn profile if you don't have one yet. Please do that. And once you dust it up, the first thing you want to do, or what you want to start doing now, is each lecture you get under this program, or each thing you are being taught under this program, please start putting it out there. Start putting yourself out there, because you don't have to wait for everything to be perfect for you to before you put yourself out there. Please start with the little you are learning now. Whatever you are learning in the track you have chosen or the path you have chosen, please start putting it out on LinkedIn. Start connecting with people. And I want to say, okay, one other thing I'm going to add is sometimes you don't have the full picture at first. You may not be able to have the full picture at first, but once you are starting out, you are going to eventually find your path. Okay, for me, I started with Canva and Canva and digital storytelling. I did that the first time. I came back again for cohort 3 and I did that. Okay, and from there, I was running, or I am running a motherhood blog. So the experience I gained from there, I put it out on my blog. And then the last cohort, we had digital storytelling. From there, I opened a business page on Instagram where I render services in social media management and content writing. And all of these things I do on my page, or the help I'm rendering to businesses now through social media management and through content writing, there are things that I got from the bootcamp. So in as much as you already have a path that you want to take, and you don't even have a clear picture, but you already have a path that you take, please keep going on that path and do not stop. Wherever you are at the moment, please keep moving. Like she said that she has gone through several bootcamp after Moms Who Code. I have also done that too. I have not stopped at Moms Who Code. I put in for other bootcamp. I apply for other bootcamps too, and I take courses too. That is in line with what I am doing. Okay, when I started out on Instagram first, after I did Canva design, the first thing I did was I created a page to render service in Canva design. That was where I started. But later on, I saw that, okay, this is not adding up. And so I switched. I switched from there and switched to social media management and content rights. And that is what I've been doing. In fact, by the time we had our bootcamp this last time, the last bootcamp we had, I had a workshop for moms, for stay-at-home moms on content writing. So, like I'll just paraphrase again. You don't have to have a clear blueprint. Wherever you are, start where you are. Once you dust your LinkedIn profile, please start putting out whatever you are learning. Start putting it out. Start putting yourself out. You do not want to wait to have everything perfect, or you don't even want to wait for a perfect time. The perfect time is now. Start doing it now. Start connecting with people, and in your different cohorts, to different communities that you have, please ensure that you don't just go to class, listen to your lecturers and go back to do your tasks. Please connect with people. It's actually very important. Those are the things I'll have to add from my end.
Thank you so much to both of you. It's been a pleasure asking those questions and just having you give our students, our cohort 6 students, an idea of what they should expect from bootcamp. There's no doubt this is the beginning of a lifelong and exciting journey, and I wish every one of us all the best, right? I wish every student who is joining us all the best. I look forward to the beautiful memories, events, projects, and all the awesome things we could all become. Right now, we want to give you the privilege to meet your facilitators and all the beautiful people of Moms Who Code. I don't know if we can have a founder come and introduce the facilitators to us. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. I would like the facilitators to kindly turn on their cameras. Right now, I think that's the only way I can easily tell who is a facilitator and who is not. If you're a facilitator, please turn on your camera and I will ask you to unmute because you won't be able to unmute yourself. So we'll do it one after the other, where we'll have each of the facilitator here actually come on board to introduce themselves and tell us about the track that they are facilitating and any message they would like to pass across to our students. I can see Choma here. I would ask you to unmute. I would really appreciate that you turn on your camera so that the students can see you and put a face to your name. Okay, so I have asked a couple of you to unmute. Please do so. So you can go ahead.
Okay, let's take Sandra first. She just finished speaking with us. We'll just continue with her. IJ, please get ready to introduce yourself after her.
Okay, thank you again. My name is Chime Amadi, Chime Sandra Amadi, and I am a facilitator in the Python for Data Analysis track. Now, this track is a very fantastic and interesting one. For those of you who have signed up for this track, you'll be learning a lot about data exploratory, how to really understand your data, how to clean it up, how to basically how to wrangle data, everything around data cleanup. I know some people might know a lot about using Excel to do one or two with data, but now in this case, you're going to be using Python. And what I'll be doing is to take you by the hand and show you how to go about the whole process, starting from the installation process of the software that you'll be using for this track. I don't know if there's any other question I'm missing.
I think that's fine. We'll see you in class and ask you more questions in class. Is that okay?
Definitely. So yes, so I'll be happy to see you all soon enough, Yeah.
Thank you. We appreciate you and we look forward to meeting you. If you are registered for the Python for Data Analysis cohort, please show us some love in the comment section. Let her know that you're coming to catch up with us. So IJ, let's have you introduce yourself.
Good evening, amazing women, amazing sisters. I'm happy to be here today. My name is Ijoma Adekeye, and my journey has been quite an amazing one. Quickly, I just want to tell you a little about my journey with Moms Who Code. I was looking for an accountability group, looking to transition to tech in 2021. That's how I discovered Moms Who Code. That's December 2021. And then by 2022 January, I joined, Agama created an accountability group and I joined. The truth is that I've not been able to run one bootcamp in Moms Who Code, but I've gotten a lot from Moms Who Code, from the accountability group. I learned data analytics the whole of last year. The best part of joining Moms Who Code is that I got myself an accountability partner, Chioma, and it has been amazing. I'm going to be teaching Power BI in data analytics, and I just want to encourage you all. Look, I came from a place of zero. When I say zero, I mean zero knowledge. And today I've been able to write a Microsoft certification. I've really gained a lot. After 14 years job break, I've been able to get a job. It has been amazing. So if you are here, just get ready. Give it your everything. Just give it your everything and you're going to get a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much for inspiring us. Yeah, so you're going to see her in class for those of you who are registered for data analytics. Who is going next? Can we have Mr. Jason? We have some amazing men. They love women so much, they have decided to come and lecture us. So let's have them introduce themselves if they're if they are available in the group meeting room. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jason, and I'll be one of your facilitators for Python web development. I am a software engineer, and I currently work for EcoBank. EcoBank, the popular bank in Nigeria, one of the popular banks to be precise. I started coding 5 years ago, and I joined Moms Who Code, I think it was 1. So I've been here for, should I say, I don't know how many years it is now. And it's a great thing that you are all here and you're willing to code. As we all know, tech is the new oil. If you are venturing into Python for web development, then you are lucky, because majority of us tend to use websites and we don't know what a website entails, how it was built, what is going on in the background, how everything was joined together to form what we all know it is. Example, something like Jumia, Amazon, and all of that. So we tend to look at that, then we'll build our own, tell you how you can come up with such an amazing website for your, either for your side hustles, either you want to go and probably work for a company, all of that. And it's an easy thing because you tend to learn programming at the same time. You learn how to write codes, you learn how to build websites, and also you still learn how to become a backend engineer. So it's just like 3-in-1 package. So congratulations in that sense.
Thank you. Someone said in the comment section, this is that who code. Whether it's that who codes or that who love us so much, you love women so much to be coming here. We're just so glad. I celebrate your consistency over the years, and I'm sure our founder is also really, really proud and grateful to you. All right, let's have the next person introduce themselves. Mr. Emmanuel, are you there?
Okay, yeah, I'm here. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. We can hear your voice, but we can see your voice, but we cannot see your face.
Sorry, I think I'm having power issue.
It's okay. Go ahead. Just talk to us.
Okay, so I'm Emmanuel. I have over 3 years relevant IT experience, and I'll be the facilitator for cloud computing. I think I joined Moms Who Code on Cohort 4, and here we are at Cohort 6. So in the coming weeks, for those of us that are part of the cloud computing track, we'll be learning what cloud computing is. We'll learn how to set up a whole IT infrastructure in the cloud. So we'll get to know what that cloud actually is when we get started. So the for this track, the training is tailored towards getting us learn relevant skills that can put us out there in the markets. Relevant skills that can put money in our pockets, not just to have skills, right? So I'll encourage those of us that are part of it to give it all it takes, because it's really, I believe we are ready to give you the best. And so I encourage you to come ready to receive the best, so that it will be a memorable time for both me and you. So see you in class.
Yeah, thank you so much. We are glad. Mr. Lanre, are you there?
Yeah, good evening, everybody.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Lanre.
Lanre Roshiji is my name, one of the facilitators here. I'm an engineer, and I love to teach. So I'll be handling part of what we'll be learning. I will be discussing in the track of data analysis. I'll be handling Excel this time. This is not my first, second, or third time in this cohort or in the cohorts, but I believe this time is going to be different, and people who are to be part of what will be happening, we have the best. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Let's have Chioma introduce herself as well.
Okay, hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm sorry it's probably late, but yeah, I think we could manage. Thank you for having me here. Thank you, Moms Who Code. And thank you, Agama. Thank you so much for this wonderful platform. I think I'll just try to re-echo what Ijoma said. We met during the Moms Who Code Accountability Tribers group, and it's been an amazing journey. We started from Moms Who Code, and we've gone along to be accountability partners and studied and gone, going through the whole process of a data analytics training. In this cohort, I'll be teaching Power BI, and I'll be, assisting with Excel, but I think Mr. Lambry can handle that. But I'll be focusing mainly on Power BI. I started this journey like 2 years ago, and it's been really rewarding. I know at the time it was, I just want to drop a few words to encourage every other person and a new participant. It gets, sometimes you want to give up, but trust me, if you're consistent, and I think stick to a path, because you find out some people, data analytics, it's not working, it's easier to break through tech in web development or graphics design, and you keep jumping around. I'm sorry, it wouldn't pay. But if you stick to one path, one course, and it's going to pay. Recently, for the past 6 months, I've been working remotely, and I know it's really rewarding. Like, I never imagined that could happen. It's really rewarding. And also, I also want to say it gets discouraging, because earlier in the year, I felt I didn't have any job coming, physical, remotely, and I was saying, oh my, I think I need to go back for this training. I don't think I'm good enough. And so by the time I went back to class, so the class I joined, and then it was a physical class, because for the 2 years I've been learning online, so I joined the physical class, and when I got there, I'm like, come on, I can do this. And to be honest, at the end of the 3 months I was leaving the class, I had 5 of my classmates asking me to train them. And, come on, it was good. And I know that I did a lot more than what the teacher wanted. So imagine training your classmates, and it was a paid class. And I think just keep at it. You'll gain everything. And I think the facilitators, I think they are very dedicated. And for people that have been thorough and have been through a lot, I know they'll do their best. So thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you, Chioma. That's very beautiful. There's something you're not telling us. You got a good job, and it's just rewarding, and you were smiling. You don't want to tell us.
No, it's rewarding. Okay, wait, sorry. I also want to say something. It's rewarding, and to be honest, why I also like it is because I'm just doing Excel. I know when I was starting this journey, and people said, and they said, oh, just come with it. If you know Excel, it's good enough, just come. And I'm like, really? Because I know in data analytics, there are lots of tools, But then for the past 6 months, I've been working with only Excel remotely. And
it is yeah. Oh, I'm so happy to
Thank you.
I love it when I hear women sharing their testimonies like this. So you can see she's happy. Let me use another word for that rewarding. She's collecting good money, maybe in dollars or pounds. And I know it can only increase, because she's like at the beginning of our career, right? Yeah. And it's already saying it's rewarding. By next year, that rewarding will be like ×3, ×4. And so
×10.
We just want that to have that community where all of us can share stories like this very soon. I think I should be the only one left. My name is Lara Onipede. Okay, I have a background in chemistry, and I did my BSc and MSc in. Okay. Let me finish and hand over to you. I did my BSc and MSc in chemistry, and then recently, after I relocated into Canada, I decided to pivot into tech. And I had always been a maths person, did further math and all that. So I picked interest in data science, enrolled in a college year to do my diploma in data science, and I graduated recently. I remember while I had taken Moms Who Code programs, before, but I never really graduated. Don't be like me in that aspect. But you know, I just take it. I think, well, you know, I was probably pregnant or something. Something just keeps coming in between while I'm on the program. So when I got into my diploma program, I remember reaching out to Agama on Instagram when I said they gave me this project. They said I must present so day. I'm unable to do it. Can you help me? She said, use ChatGPT. I said, I've used ChatGPT. I've done everything. In fact, at the point they repeated some classes for me, because you know, if you're schooling here, actually it's school, like your schooling is back to back. You're presenting every now and then. You have projects for every module and stuff like that. But I did it. And I'm going to be one of the people facilitating the data analytics cohort. I'll be teaching you structured query language, SQL. We'll be looking at databases, how to write joins, how to query your data, and so many beautiful things. So I look forward to seeing you in class. We'll all be growing together. Thank you so much. I believe we have more teachers. I got the signal, so let's have them introduce themselves as well.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I am Jay. I'm truly honored to begin this Digital Women Bootcamp Cohort 6 with everyone, the facilitators, the participants. It's really a privilege to be here. I'm a lady with so many hats, but for the bootcamp, I'm here as your support. I would just admonish our participants that learning here is not just about acquiring the technical skills. It's about, you know, building relationship and pushing beyond the limit that we think that we can do. So please do not fail to ask questions, get clarity, as we are all here to succeed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jay, for coming and introducing you. I said, thank you so much for introducing yourself. She will be supporting you. I'll call her the student success coordinator, and maybe you could see her in class too, who knows? But she is going to be with us just to ensure that the boot camp runs successfully. All right. Thank you so much for staying with us so far.
I think we have one person who hasn't introduced himself.
Yeah.
Victor. There's Victor there.
One of the men who love women so much to be in our midst. Thank you. We love you too. Yeah.
Okay, and then there is Omolola.
I've seen her as well. So, Mr. Victor, can you go ahead?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. So my name is Victor, and I'm a DevOps and cloud engineer. So I'll be taking the students on cloud engineering along with Emmanuel. So he'll be taking the Azure part, I'll be taking the AWS part. So we'll be trying to improve everybody on general basic cloud concepts and as well as advanced topics. So this is very interesting because cloud is, like I always say, one of the most interesting things to learn if you're starting with tech, because it's going to open you up to every other thing. So if you are starting with cloud and maybe you feel like, okay, eventually you would want to go into something else, I think that foundation of cloud would be very good for you. It's very easy to learn. It's very, very easy and very interesting to learn. We could relate everything to real life scenarios so that you understand better. I started with HR. I didn't start with anything tech. I wasn't a developer before. I wasn't a sysadmin or anything. So it's going to be very interesting. So I really look forward to working with teaching everyone that will be taking the cloud aspects. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Victor. So we're going to have Omolola introduce herself.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Yes, I'm Okebiorun Omolola. I'll be one of the facilitators facilitating Python for data analysis,
So I'll be handling the exploratory data analysis with Matplotlib and Seaborn. I have a background in chemistry and I am a data analysis instructor. I just want to encourage everyone here that puts in for Python and is interested in using Python for data science. Yes, I see females running away from coding, but then coding is not a big deal. There is no big deal in it. Guys do it, we can do it as well. So I don't want to, and I don't want any of the ladies in Python for data science track to pull out at the end of the day. I want everyone to graduate. So put everything together. There is no big deal in coding. Don't be afraid. There is no big deal in coding. What is in Python? Very simple. So I just want to encourage you to put your heart to it. And I trust that you will have a nice time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that encouragement. Actually, there's nothing in Python until you are doing it and doing it and doing it, and just one comma is giving you problem. Don't mind me, just come. That's how we do it. Yeah, I'm a data scientist too, and my program got me into machine learning, AI, natural language processing, deep learning. It was packed, but I did it. And if I can, you can. If she did it, you can. So you're welcome. There's someone asking that she hasn't seen any instructor for digital marketing. Agama, do you want to speak to that?
Yes, let me check in the chat if I'm missing anyone. I don't think they are here, but you have really amazing facilitators. You would love Mr. Wisdom, you would love Ms. Latifa, you would love Ms. Justina, you would definitely love them. So don't be worried. Your facilitators are amazing and you would get to meet them really soon.
All right, thank you. So unfortunately, we don't have them on the call with us today, but trust us, we have things packed. We have good facilitators. You can see we are fun, right? If you don't get it, you leave it. We are fun. We are all about growth, and you're going to like your lecturers when you get into class. All right. So we are wrapping up this kickoff ceremony right now. We want to take one or two questions from the students. Maybe you have questions about the boot camp that we have not addressed in the course of all these sessions. You can ask now. Our founder is on ground, facilitators are on ground, and we would like to answer some of your questions.
Okay, so I'll just quickly go through my slides and then they can ask questions. Okay, so let me quickly share my slide and then present. Okay, so like you would already know, we have 4 learning tracks for this cohort, which are data analysis, programming in Python, excuse me. Sorry. Just a moment, please. Okay, apologies for that. So data analysis, programming in Python, cloud computing, and digital marketing. For programming in Python, we have 2 different options. One of the options is web development, and the other is Python for data analysis. So let's say you already have a background in data analysis using Excel or using SQL, and maybe you even know Power BI or Tableau, right? And you want to progress to using Python for data analysis, then you should join the Python class, right? Please join the Python class. If you're here for web development, you want to be a web developer, Jason is very much your guy when it comes to that. He would take you through that. But then what I would like you to know is that every student for Python programming will start in one class, You will start in one class, and for the next 3 weeks, you'll be learning together until it is time for you to pivot to your different options. And then you have to decide if you want to go ahead to data analysis or you want to move on to the web development aspect of it. Then we also have cloud computing. For cloud computing, we also have 2 options. Because there are different cloud service providers, and because there are 3 major cloud service providers, we decided to pick 2 to ensure that by the time you leave this bootcamp, you are able to explore at least 2 of the 3 big names. And for this cohort, we'll be exposing you to Azure as well as AWS. I don't know how many of us have heard about Amazon Web Services. If you haven't, definitely you hear about it. And then Microsoft Azure. So it's like Microsoft Azure and AWS, Amazon Web Services, is like MTN and Glo, right? They basically do the same thing, right? But then there are 2 different companies. So you get that exposure in your cloud computing class. There will also be hands-on project. I'll get to that very soon. But digital marketing, it is packed full. Digital marketing is packed full, just like every other track. So when you start, you actually get more information. You get the scoop on that. Now, let me talk about the live classes. For live classes, you have them 3 times a week, at least 2 times, right? And then you will have 6 hours of live classes every week. Now, people come into our bootcamp and expect that because it is free, there's no work to be done, right? They feel like, oh, I'm just going to maybe share links with you, share articles with you, and that's all. Our classes are mandatory. Our live classes are mandatory. You have to attend live classes. If you are not going to attend live classes, there would have been no reason for us to call in facilitators. We would have sent you to YouTube, would have sent you to Coursera and the rest of them. There are loads of resources online for you to use. But because we want to support your learning, we want to help you break the barriers and break hurdles to your learning, we have brought in facilitators. So our live classes are a huge component of our training, of the training that we offer. And so it's almost compulsory for every one of you to attend classes every time we have them. The classes are recorded for you to replay so that you can always go back to these classes anytime you want to. Now, in terms of collaboration, we started with Telegram channel, and then I added a Telegram group recently just for you to be able to chat with us. But going forward, like I also have shared with you via Telegram, we will be using WhatsApp. So after this session, expect the link to different WhatsApp groups. And this is as per your learning track. So if you are for data analysis, expect to join a WhatsApp group for data analysis. If you are for Python or you are for cloud computing digital marketing, expect to get links for you to join those groups. Now, how would we communicate and collaborate with you? I have been sending emails. We'll continue to send emails when we need to send out personalized messages. Telegram, like I said earlier, the Telegram channel will be archived because we really not have need for it after you have successfully joined your different classes online. WhatsApp is going to be our major discussion room. Now, we are working on putting up our content, our videos, like the videos you're going to be, the videos from the classes you'll be having. We are working on putting those videos online on a learning management system, and that will be ready very soon. We'll communicate to you. You'll get an email once that is fully set up. For you to join your live classes, you may be wondering, how will you join these live classes? We know that the Telegram app has the video functionality. We know that WhatsApp has video functionality, but we'll be using Zoom and Meet. So we have access to Zoom, we have access to Meet, and so depending on the track, depending on your facilitator, we will dedicate a particular one to your class. So you have just one that you'll be using. You won't have more than one, just so for consistency, so we don't allow confusion setting. So once you start with Zoom, for example, you continue to use Zoom till the end of the program. And if you start with Google Meet, you continue to use Google Meet till the end of the program. So that's all. Let me quickly also just share, these are the people, or these are the organizations that have supported us so far. We have been supported by Data Camp Donate. We have been supported by Unit Network. We have been supported by Liberty Pay. We have been supported by Tech Impact Club. We have been supported by the Fleximum Coach. We have been supported by Anita B and also Community Gist. So thank you all so much. I know our time is fast spent. We're just a minute before the 8 p.m. And if you have any questions, we don't mind spending a few minutes to take these questions before we retire for the night. Thank you very much, Lara.
Thank you so much for that brief. Do we have any questions that is pressing from our students? You want to be clear about something? Please, you can ask now. You can ask on YouTube as well. I'm going to be reading the questions and we are going to attend to it. Any question quickly, please? All right, if we don't have questions for now, you can always ask your questions later, right? I believe the communication lines, when you get into your WhatsApp groups, you can use that for collaboration and for community purposes to ask your questions. And from the admin desk too, you may probably receive, along with the other communications, maybe the people to reach out for support in case you want to talk to somebody personally and not make inquiry in the community. I believe there will be room for that as well. So if we don't have any question at the moment, then we are going to be wrapping up this. I believe we have had a good time. So it's still going to be our founder giving us a closing remark. I believe it's going to be brief, and then we're going to call it good night until we meet in our classes. So, and then, okay, before I go, you want to go and make inquiries, right? And find out what do you need to get ready to start very well. I discovered that when I'm able to start prepared, okay, maybe I'm coming into an Excel class and I have my Excel already in my system. I have a template to use. I can follow ahead. I can follow with my lecturer. It is easier. If I'm coming to SQL class, for example, and maybe I have my Postgres or my SQL already, of course, we're going to let you know what you need, but maybe just from your own hand, begin to find out, okay, what do I need to download? What do I need to get ready so that you can make the most of your classes? So let's welcome our founder. Yeah. I like to say that because it takes a lot to give a lot. She's going to give us a closing remark and just close the kickoff ceremony until we meet in class. I'm going to be in several classes because I want to upskill as well. I think I also registered for one of the cohort. You're going to see me in class. So have a good evening, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So before I give the closing, which is not a very long remark, I wanted to quickly say that classes will start in earnest by Wednesday. For those of you in data analysis class, we have a speaker session for you on Tuesday at 5 p.m. You get the details regarding that. We have someone from the industry who would want to share with you on how to navigate as people or as women interested in the career in data. Tomorrow, we'll also be having a session, and that session will be with me, where I'll be sharing a few things or a few insights into how you can make the best use of your bootcamp experience or opportunity. So the time for that is going to be 6 p.m. Now, another thing I'd like to quickly say is that, like I said, the classes are for 6 hours every week. We'll try our best to ensure that you have information regarding this ahead of time. For the classes in this first week, we already have the time and days. No, it's not 6 hours stretch. The classes will not be 6 hours stretch. A class will not be longer than 2 hours. Thank you very much, Lara. A class will not be longer than 2 hours. So for the classes for this week, we already have the timetable, the days, and the time the classes will hold. And this we are going to share with you. We'll share a link to this document with you. Once you get into your WhatsApp group, we'll share this link with you. So you are very well informed, and this will enable you prepare ahead of time, especially those of us who are moms, to allow you prepare for your classes. And so that brings me to the closing remark. I really want to thank everybody for joining here today. I want to thank you so much, Lara, for being our anchor, our host for today's event. I'm really so grateful. I can see the hand raised. I'm so grateful to have you do this for us. I also want to thank our panelists. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come be with us today and share your experience. So thank you very much. And also to thank the facilitators. I want to thank you all facilitators for joining us today. I know that someone joined us late. For those who are asking about the digital marketing track, I know that I have seen one of the facilitators here, and if you don't mind, we could just give a few minutes for her to introduce herself after I am done. So with that, I'd like to say thank you. We'll have so many opportunities to talk, right? And so everything that we need to say cannot be said in this meeting, right? So the more we are together, the more opportunities we have to talk. So I hope to see you in class. I hope to also see your feedback regarding this session on your social media. So it is very important that you promote the work that we do, because promoting the work that we do means that we are able to get more support to continue to do what we do. We hope to continue to run this boot camp till Jesus comes. And so we desire to have all the support that we need. And the more you give your feedback about the program, the more you share across your networks, the wider our reach, and the more people get to know about us, the more likely we are to get more supporters, more donors, more partners, more collaborations to continue to scale our impact and not just increase our reach. So thank you all so much. I'll hand it over to Lara now, and Justina, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for that brief one. Justina, welcome. Can we have you introduce yourself? Your students have been waiting. They want to meet someone who is going to be facilitating the digital marketing course, and gladly you are here. So.
Okay, hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Justina Asishana. I'm one of the facilitators for the digital marketing track. So I hope we'll have a very impactful session to learn about digital marketing, content creation. I'll be handling the aspect of video editing, but there are other aspects which my co-facilitators will also handle. So we hope to see, we've always been seeing wonderful works at the end of each cohort. And we also hope that in this cohort we'll see more great works, greater than what we've seen before. We are starting, and we hope to see you participate more. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you so much for introducing yourself. So she's there, and she's going to be facilitating the digital marketing track along with other beautiful people. I raised my hand because I can see some questions on YouTube, and I don't want them to feel left out over there. Someone is asking, please, how many hours per week do we have training, and which days of the week? I'm going to say you are going to be training every day, because even when you are not in class, you should dedicate maybe 2, maybe 1. I understand we are moms. You will be able to know what time you have to dedicate, but you have to train, right? But I think for at least about 3 weeks, 3 days in a week, you are going to have live classes. 3 days in a week. It's going to be subject to so many factors, your facilitators, the administrative arm of Moms Who Code, but definitely you will be dates and lecture times, whatever you need to know to be able to make the most of your lectures will be communicated to you ahead of time so that you are aware. She just told us about what is happening this week. You have a session with the founder tomorrow. You have another speaker session on Tuesday. So you want to mark your calendars as soon as you receive those communications. So when are the classes starting? This week. This week, classes are starting this week. And then we have somebody also appreciating the founder. We are here because of her. And then thanks to the founder and the facilitators. That's so kind and cool. So thank you. Every other information you need, you are going to receive. Pay attention to the Telegram group before it becomes archived. So, and on that note, we want to appreciate you for coming. Tag us on your social media posts. It started. This is how to transition into tech. You know, just create a buzz about what you're doing. So tag us on LinkedIn, Moms Who Code. We're going to repost, tag people you can see here. We're just going to create a community and make our presence known. Thank you, everyone. See you in class. Bye-bye.
Bye.